Hey guys, what is up? It's July 21st. Let's review the two trades we had today. One of them is by the books, perfect setup. The other one was a little bit like discretionary to some degree. So let me show you what we're working with. So this was the Friday session. Let me show you how I got my levels based on the Friday session. So these purple lines is value area high and value area low. We can see there is a low volume node right above it. So that is going to be the low volume node that I'm focused on. And then looking for the low volume node below the value area low from Friday. We didn't have one from the Friday session, but if we just kind of slide down and look, you can see we had over here this one. And that's what this blue low volume node area is. So those are going to be the two low volume nodes that we're looking to trade today. We also have the point of control, which can often be a good level for reversals as well. So we got that marked out. And what we're going to do is we're going to review how the day started. So going into the session, we had a 2-minute fair value gap. Oh, I said the word. We had a 2-minute imbalance going into an imbalance. So if we inverse the imbalance with volume, then we're going to take that, all right? So I was explaining to my wife the trading strategy, and the way I explained it was, imagine you have sellers up here trying to sell a product. Say you're trying to sell a pen for, let's say $100, and a bunch of buyers are like, yeah, that pen is worth $100. So you have a bunch of buyers flood into the market and drive the price up. That's going to tell you that that's really good value for the pen. So when the price comes back to $100 for this pen, buyers should step back in, right? Up here, you can see as price kind of started to consolidate and sell off, people were like, this pen is overvalued, we aren't going to buy this. So sellers just kind of kept selling. There was more sellers than buyers at this point, driving the price down. At low volume nodes, what we're doing is we're looking for who's going to take over. Is it going to be the buyers or the sellers? That's why seeing volume come in at these areas is important, because that tells you who's coming in. Is it buyers or sellers? Here it's buyers. We can see the 2-minute candle inverse the imbalance. So imagine buyers being like, hey, Nasdaq at 23,240 is a great price. They're buyers are buying more so than sellers are selling. And we can see that with the inversion of the imbalance and with the volume coming into the market. And within the first 30 seconds of the market being open, you're done trading. Now granted, you would have gotten in pre-market, so it would have been about 5.5 minutes, but point is it was a great trade. So the other trade, this is a little bit more discretionary. Once we made that high, we kind of just consolidated for a bit. We came and attempted to take out that high, but failed, all right? You can see here the volume profile. Let's actually turn that off because that's showing the full day. Let's go from here to here. You can see that there is clearly a lot of volume in the middle of this range, not a lot of volume up here, not a lot of volume down here. So when we go up and fail to take the high the second time, I said, okay, cool. Sellers may be taking over here, or buyers just may be giving up. So if we're able to inverse an imbalance on the way down, I want to take that. And so you can see here, we inverse this 5-minute imbalance. Basically, buyers were like, hey, we're overvalued here on the Nasdaq. We don't want to keep buying. So more sellers had to keep coming in, and they were selling, and there was no buyers coming in, so price started to drop. So when we inversed the imbalance with a lot of volume, that was the signal to sell. Now we are selling right at the point of control, so it's a little sketchy, but you can see ultimately we pushed through. My break even on this trade was in this low volume node between my entry and my 2R target. So I'm always looking for an area of interest between my entry and 2R. So that could be a high volume node, or a low volume node, or a value area high or low. Those could be areas where price reverses. So those are areas where once we get there, I'm going to go break even. So if price does reverse there, I'm not going to lose anything. In this case, price just continued to drop through, hit the 1.5R target, hit the 2R target, and then I had a runner go to this middle point here. And so this ended up being an awesome trade again. And it's just simple. Imbalance into an imbalance. Volume inversing the imbalance is your entry for the market. And we're getting great trades doing this. Again, this is on Nasdaq. Gold didn't have any setups today, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Nasdaq had those 2 awesome trades, and that's how we're doing it, and that's how we're going to keep doing it because it seems like it's working great and it makes sense.